Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing back-to-back lives on Wednesdays, so my energy level is very high because I keep on sharing a lot, and that gets me very excited. So, welcome to each and every one of you in this Ask Me Anything live about LinkedIn lead generation. So, welcome to all the new members, and I hope you go through the content. There's a lot of posts, a lot of content. I try to offer a lot of value. We will have more and more content about LinkedIn, news about LinkedIn, things that are happening, changes, updates, anything that has to do with LinkedIn. But more than that, it's really about growing your business using LinkedIn the best possible way as a tool, so that you can, of course, rake more cash, have more connections, and profit from LinkedIn. That is the goal of this group. And next week, I have something very, very exciting to share. Also, new partners potentially that will join this community with me, partnering to offering you more content and more exciting things that have to do with LinkedIn. So one of them, of course, is Nikita, that will very soon start also, hopefully, join me on these lives. And he is an expert on LinkedIn profiles. He's also an expert on everything that has to do LinkedIn algorithms and LinkedIn professional business pages. So he's going to also join soon, potentially next week or the following, in these lives to give you some insights as well. He is currently working with me on something quite extraordinary that we're putting together for you guys that we will share next week. But for this week, what I wanted to share is, of course, it's an Ask Me Anything live, so questions are welcomed. But I wanted to really touch on the subject about what to do with leads, because I have a LinkedIn lead generation system that brings 30 to 60 new leads, very high quality leads per month. And I have this client that started with me in December. And so she was kind of, I'm not sure. What do I do? Will we reach really the right leads? Will we really touch the right people? And we created the message, we created a target audience together, and we launched the LinkedIn lead generation. And her first comments after 4 days was, oh my God, I never thought I had such high quality people connecting and actually talking to me. So that was fabulous. She was super happy, and the happiness ended as quickly because suddenly she realized that she had no clue on how to speak to people on LinkedIn. So we were sending messages. She was clumsily closing deals, which was kind of funny because she had so many deals that even her clumsiness could not prevent the fortunate events that were occurring. But the fact of the matter is that no matter the amount of leads she was getting, she was dropping a lot of them because she didn't know how to properly engage, how to properly speak, what to say in what circumstances. So I don't know if that is your case, and I have another client who actually has a lot of leads, but doesn't know how to close his leads. So having leads is great, but if you don't know what to do with them, that's going to be a big problem. So a lot of people are asking for a lot of leads, which is great, and we can deliver a lot of leads and a lot of quality leads and a lot of precise leads, exactly what you want, but then do you know what to do with them? So here I'd like to speak a little bit about the whole perspective of what to do with the messaging, how to reply to LinkedIn messages when you have a cold call that goes warm. That's amazing. So you have someone that was cold, never knew about you, never knew who you were, and then suddenly turns warm. That's one thing I want to discuss. The second thing I'd like to discuss is when you reach out to leads. So I'll start with that. And the one thing that you need to be aware of is, and I spoke about that on my last live also, is that you want to be careful how you present yourself at the beginning when you introduce yourself to get a new connection, to get a new LinkedIn friend, a potential prospect. What I realize is a lot of people are very clumsy when it comes to reaching out to new prospects, right? It's the old picking up the phone and making a cold call. But of course, the internet and the way that the systems are now created, it makes it much easier to reach out to someone because we don't have that fear barrier, right, of picking up the phone and getting someone to hang up on us. But at the same time, that easiness to connect to others made us less aware of process and how we should actually behave online to create beautiful, long-lasting, prosperous connections, correct? So one thing I think has led us to potentially ruin the way that we potentially do great business on LinkedIn. One thing I saw recently in the way people approach me, I get approached a lot on LinkedIn. I get a lot of clients from LinkedIn who just find me because my profile is updated. Everything is, the algorithms are going really good. And because I know how to do things, of course, my profile is found. And because I'm an expert in a specific field, I get people who want to connect with me to start hiring me. I ask them, thank you. Why did you connect with me? And 8 out of 10 is I want to hire you. I want you to help me. So fantastic. I'm very lucky and grateful for that. But there's a reason why I'm getting all these organic leads, right? That are not even the leads I'm getting with my outreach lead generation messages that are completely different. But among all those really messages that I get as client, I also get messages of people who want to offer me their service. And what I find is there are two kinds of messages that really ruin the whole effect. The first one is the message that comes to your inbox that some of you perhaps send, and that starts with, hi, I want to grow my network. Or, hi, I want to have more contacts. Or, hi, I want anything that is I want. Never do that. If you come to the street and you want to do business with someone, and especially if you're prospecting, meaning you're going to ask them for business at some point, don't start the conversation with I want. How does that come about? I want, right? So imagine you're dealing with, take someone that you find is potentially the image of the person you feel is the most successful person in a certain business. And would you come to them and go, hey, I want whatever? No, you would try to first meet with them and know what you can offer. So instead of starting the conversation with I want, and that's why I'm contacting you, because most people, when you tell them I want, they'll say, yeah, but what's in it for me? Nothing in it for me. Why would I spend my time connecting with someone that's going to take something out of me? So forget about that. Start a conversation with what I offer, right? What I can offer you, what I do or who I am. Or I saw that you do this and it's so amazing. It's so value the other person, give it value, and give the other person either something you can offer, like a quality, a service, a personality, a character, something that you're good at, that will bring them value in their life without asking anything in return for it, or simply give a compliment, a nice word, something you noticed on their that is unique, their unique selling proposition on their own LinkedIn profile, and that's going to make them feel better, because suddenly they're going to see that, wait a minute, someone not only notices me, but notices things other people don't, and actually cares, actually took the time to research a little bit. So that is one way to do and not to do. And the other thing that I've noticed is people starting the conversation with asking for a meeting or asking for an appointment right from the get-go. And the more you want top leaders, top people, the more you climb up the ladder of the people you reach out to, well, the more they are busy, the more their schedule is full. And so when you start first and foremost with a call, with an appointment, well, people don't want that. They don't want to spend time. It takes time to out of their day, and also it prevents them from doing something else. If they book a call with you, it means they're not doing something else, correct? And then the other thing that is really negative in the messaging that I find is when you ask the person to do a certain action for you, like my page, go view this YouTube video, buy this thing, give me a positive review. All things that you are asking them to do, like an action that has absolutely no effect on their life. Like, what is that going to change? What is in it for me? I always remember when I was in sales, there was this, I had this manager, this VP of sales that always repeated the famous sales radio station that is WIIFM. What is it for me? What is in it for me? So always remember that you have to speak to the point of view of the other person. What is in it for them to talk to you, to have a conversation, to want to get on a call? What value are you offering that is so tremendous that will want them to connect with you? So that kind of messaging for the beginning of a conversation is outrageously important, because we have an immediate sense and an immediate idea, an immediate presupposition. We immediately identify people. We tag them with connotation. We have some meaning attached to everybody we meet at the very first few seconds. And then that will be very difficult to change. So once you have a preconceived identification that is put to you because you did it wrong at first, that will stay with you for a long time, and it's very difficult to go back and fix it. People will continuously have that opinion about you. So the messages you send, be careful. And the other part of this is how to reply to messages that people warmed up to you now answer. So mistakes not to make, again, is if someone now replied to you and in any matter, right? I don't want to know anything about you. I don't like you. Get out of my life, whatever. That's exaggerated, especially on LinkedIn. You know what I mean? Thank you, but no thank you. All those negative messages that you receive, what not to do is not to answer. They took the time to answer. Give them at least a few seconds of your time to thank them for answering. They didn't, a lot of people complain about LinkedIn, saying, oh, but the people never reply. I wish they would reply. Well, when they reply, thank them. Even if it's a negative answer, it doesn't matter. It might be negative today, might be positive tomorrow. And if your reply is so kind and genuine and considerate, they might change their mind. They might say, wait a minute, this person is so extraordinary because nobody ever answered to me like that for a negative reply. Maybe I should actually consider what they're saying or what they have to offer. So don't take a no for a no, and reply to the replies. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when somebody says thank you, for example, you pitch them something and they just say thank you, they don't go the next level to wanting to engage, you have to re-engage those people to see, did they just, because nowadays with LinkedIn, you just press on the thank you and you press on a button and thank you comes out. I had people tell me that they mistakenly pressed the wrong automated answer and press thank you when they wanted to press something else, or they wanted to answer and they pressed thank you and now the thank you was sent and they just left it as be. So when you see that somebody answers, if they answer thank you, well, you can start by saying you're welcome and then dig a little further, maybe do a little search on their profile and, ask them about their business, about how's life, how was last month, how are sales, ask them about them, about how they're doing, and try to re-engage the conversation so that people restart opening up at least a little bit by a little bit. Remember something with LinkedIn is as soon as someone engages with you, they will see your content more often on their own stream. So, and the more they engage with certain type of content, the more that type of person will show up on their profile, on their feed. So the more you engage with people, the more they will see your content. And to be top of mind, well, the more you engage with people, the more chances they will go and check out your profile and start thinking about you and potentially start thinking about doing business with you. So all of those are tips to help you create better messages when you speak to people on LinkedIn so that you can, of course, have developed the start of a beautiful business relationship from the get-go. So I hope this helps. And as I said, we're preparing something very, very unique and something very special next week. So stay tuned. We will let you know starting Monday. Until then, if you have questions, please post them inside the group. The more you engage, the more value you will take out of it. And of course, I hope to see you. And if you have comments or questions, post them also under this video. We'll try to get to you. If you want to know what the offer is, before anybody else, say yes, me, or I want offer in the comments below. And I will personally reach out to you, send you a DM so that we can talk about it a little more. I wish you really a spectacular week, and I hope you take all of these advices and put them in action and improve your relationships on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a gold mine, like seriously, made out of gold and diamonds. Just a tidbit, just out of fun. I met a guy on LinkedIn that was a jeweler because I was looking for funding for my film production company, and I came across this jeweler, and we chatted on LinkedIn a few times. And then when I went to LA, he invited me. He said, "Oh, come over. My jewelry is right off Rodeo Drive. And come visit me, it'd be fun." So the LinkedIn contact was now a real human person. And I went to visit his jewelry and I fell backwards because it was ultra secure, of course. And I arrived there. He usually never worked that day, but he came in that day just to meet me and just for a quick hello. And it just so happens that that day, they had an order from Chopard for a ring. So I walk in and shows me around, lots of offices. Because he's in LA, of course, he had all these collections of memorabilia, had the knife from Psycho, had a lot of very, very unique items. And so I sit and a lot of Fabergé eggs. It was like spectacular. And then I sit, and the first thing he did is put a ring on my finger. And it was spectacular ring. It was the ring ordered by Chopard. And when I put it on, he said, well, you know, that ring is worth $12 million. And I was like, wow, that's so amazing. So you have real gold opportunities on LinkedIn, and I hope you take advantage of it. It doesn't take a lot to make $1 million. Remember that. It doesn't take a lot to make $1 million. It takes value, quality, something special to offer to a few people that value it, that can really have a transformational benefit from what you offer. And you can scale to $1 million extremely rapidly, much more than you could ever imagine. But before all of that, you need to, of course, have leads and have the proper profile, and of course, be seen, be found. So that's what we want you to have, and help you in this group and in everything we do. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye.